All right, welcome in. Lenox on Baseball live stream podcast. Steve Lenox with you as we recap day number 86 in the Major League Baseball regular season. Jumping right in here. Didn't do our open today. I don't know. I guess I'm excited. Recapping day number 86 in the Major League Baseball season. We've only missed a handful of days over the year. Over the course of this baseball season. The Padres are actually going to hit the midpoint. They're 40-40 now. We'll get into their win against the Brewers here in just a few minutes. But if you've been with us, first off, as I like to say, thank you. I appreciate the support. We have grown this slowly but surely. Now doing another podcast on a daily basis with Locked On Sports and recapping the Red Sox every single night. Locked On Red Sox postcast, so you can join us with that as well. But if you've known and you've been with us a little bit here over the course of this baseball season, I've done day number 1, day number 2 of the Major League Baseball season, off-season, postseason, spring training for years now, and I've enjoyed doing it. It would be just a tweet each day, then I started doing more tweets each day. This year, I wanted to do something more, recapping baseball games, my own spin on it. I've enjoyed it, but I'm actually excited about doing this because I've done a card reveal, a baseball card reveal, opening up a pack of cards and stuff like that over the course of the season. Just wrapped up one yesterday. Underwhelming pack. That was okay. Not reinventing the wheel, not something that's brand new or anything like that. Other people do it. I enjoy doing it. But what I'm going to do right now is actually real exciting. So I should put a smile on my face to show that I'm excited. I knew I had it. I knew I had a handful. And I finally went this morning and looked for them, went back to the cellar, found the 6 books of old baseball cards that I have, cards from the 70s, cards from my decade, the 80s, growing up in the 1980s, cards into the 90s as well. I've got a ton of Michael Jordan cards that are going at some point in time. There's got to be some money value to those. The value of what I'm about to show you, is well beyond money. I knew I had them. I looked through them earlier, and page number 1 is a bring out right now. And I don't know how well this is going to be. But this is page number 1 of baseball cards that I was able to, you could sort of say, salvage from my dad. So we're going back. We're going back to the 50s. So in this one, I'll share, and I'll show it to you as best I can here in a moment. We start with Rube Walker, a lot of Dodgers. My dad was a Brooklyn Dodger fan. We've got Rube Walker, Gil Hodges, Roy Campanella, my dad's favorite, Campy, Ernie Banks, Ralph Kiner, Jimmy Pearsall, Larry Doby, and Herb Score. The middle card, how about that one? Get the light off there just a little bit. Yeah, I went and found that one this morning. Willie Mays. The second sheet is not number 2 in terms of the players. I'll show that another time. But I have 2 Ernie Banks cards in my second sheet. I have a Henry Aaron as well. But I went back and found that. And the real deal there is got Mr. Willie Mays right there. Right there in the middle. Had that. That was pretty neat to find this morning, to go back. I haven't looked at that card set in years. And, as I say, our opening segment, that's baseball cards with your dad. That one hits home this morning. That one brings a smile to my face. And I was able to go back and find the Willie Mays. These cards are actually, for me, again, I'm not taking them to a card dealer. I don't know what value they have in terms of money, dollars, and I don't care. I never will. They'll never leave me. They'll be left to my sons at some point down the road. They may not have interest in them, but that's history. Think about it that way. My sons don't have interest in baseball. Our oldest, once in a while, hey, let's go to a game. We went to a Worcester Red Sox game a few weeks ago. Nothing, on their phones, all that stuff. But this is history. Down the road, they can bring these out and say, Willie Mays, Hall of Famer. Served in the Army for 2 years, by the way, during his playing career. That's on the back of that baseball card. So pretty impressive. And I knew I was going to do it last night, broke it out. And I was looking through there today because I did not have Roy Campanella on that first sheet that I just showed you. Again, Jimmy Pearsall, Larry Doby, Herb Score, Gil Hodges, Rube Walker, Roy Campanella, Ernie Banks, Ralph Kiner, and the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. Baseball cards through generations, fathers to sons. That's baseball. Let's get into this. Let's recap day number 86 of the Major League Baseball regular season. One of those days on Friday, Giants-Cardinals played at Rickwood in Birmingham, Alabama on Thursday, so they had an off day on Friday. But a lot of weird games. It's one of those nights I classify Friday as, what did we see here? As I mentioned, Padres will hit the midpoint of their season on Saturday at home against Milwaukee. They'll be looking for a fourth straight win. I think the Braves only have 74 games. So what does that tell you? They've got some doubleheaders coming up on the schedule. I believe all pushed to the second half of the season. But Ohtani had a night against his former team. Angels got the win. Astros and Orioles, I'm still going to go back and look at that box score at least one more time. That was insane. And the Marlins walk off again. And the Braves beat the Yankees. The Yankees are scuffling. That's my word of the year, scuffling. So let's get into it. Recapping day number 86 of the Major League Baseball season. As I mentioned, Angels-Dodgers going extra innings at Dodger Stadium. The Freeway Series. Could we get a better name for that series? Angels will run on the top of the 10th inning. Taylor Ward broke the tie, and the Angels hold on for the 3-2 victory. The Dodgers had the tie and run at third with one out in the 10th inning. Could not score. First game against the Angels for Ohtani. Yeah, he just keeps hitting. 2 for 2, 2-out, 2-run home run in the fifth, 2 walks. Ohtani, 22 home runs, 55 RBIs. Dodgers win streak against the Angels coming to an end. Braves, as I mentioned, beating up on the Yankees in the Bronx. Ozzie Albies, 2-run home run. Austin Riley, solo home run in the first inning. Matt Olson, home run with a man aboard in the fourth inning. Braves, 8-1 victory against the Yankees in the series opener. Jared Kelenic led off the game. First pitch single against Carlos Rodon. Albies, next batter, jumped on the first pitch as well. 2-run home run, 2 pitches, 2 batters, 2-0 lead. Albies number 6 on the season. Chris Sale, earned run allowed over 5, picked up the win, 10-2, third pitcher to 10 victories this season in Major League Baseball. Sale gave up just 1 hit, walked 3, struck out 8. Ramon Laureano, 3 base hits, including an RBI double in the third inning. Juan Soto, rare off night, I should say. 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Yankees managed just 3 hits against Atlanta, Sale and the bullpen. Carlos Rodon taking the loss. Rodon gave up 8 runs, 7 earned on 11 hits, including the 3 home runs. Lasted just 3 2/3 innings. Braves have won 7 of 8. Yankees have dropped 3 in a row and 5 of their last 6 ball games. Bet I'll take a bet right now. I bet it was a lot of fun, or it was no fun at all, keeping score the Orioles and Astros in their series opener against Houston. If I was scoring that game, if I had my scorecard out, it would have been ugly, just plain ugly. Astros, a 9-run 6th inning, went up 14-3. Ball game over. Cruz, no. The Orioles made things interesting. They got 1 in the 7th inning, scored 7 runs in the 8th inning. Final score, Astros 14, Orioles 11. Remember, I love the 1-0 game, so this game kind of would have driven me a little bit batty. Orioles actually had hit the Astros 18-14. Orioles 4 home runs, 2 of those from Gunnar Henderson. Anthony Santander, 3 base hits, 3 RBIs. He had a 2-run home run in the 8th inning. Orioles with at least 1 home run now in 20 straight games. That ties a franchise record. Jose Altuve, 3 hits. Jake Myers, 3-run home run for Houston in the 5th inning. Corbin Burns, Ronel Blanco, the pitching matchup on Saturday. Maybe we'll see a low-scoring 2-1, 1-0, 3-2 ball game in Game 2 of that series in Houston. Guardians scored all 7 of their runs in the 2nd inning, beat the Blue Jays 7-1 in Cleveland. Guardians, 5 walks in that 7-run frame. Josh Naylor, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Carlos Carrasco gave up just an earned run on 4 hits over 6 innings, picked up the win, his 3rd on the season. Carrasco walked no one, struck out 7. Did give up a home run to Vlad Guerrero Jr. in the 4th inning. Stephen Kwan, rare rough night at the plate, 0 for 4, his 14-game hit streak coming to an end. His average going from 396 to 387. Blue Jays have now lost 4 in a row. Guardians back again to a season-high 21 games over 500. I think it's the 3rd time this year they've hit that high water mark. Diamondbacks, home runs from Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Gabriel Moreno, Jock Peterson over the first 3 innings in Philadelphia against Taijuan Walker and the Phillies. In the end, Diamondbacks hold on for a 5-4 victory. Jordan Montgomery, running his record to 6-4 with the win, gave up 2 earned runs on 5 base hits over 6. Montgomery Gave up a 2-run home run to Trey Turner in the 4th inning. Nice to see Turner back in the lineup for the Phillies. Nick Castellanos had a solo home run in the 8th inning. That made it a 1-run ball game. Diamondbacks do close it out. Paul Sewald, scoreless 9th inning, picked up to save his 9th on the season as well. And Diamondbacks 13-6 in the month of June, back to 500. 38-38 through their first 76 games of the season. Like how I did the math real quick right there. The last time they were 599 through their first 18 games. The Phillies did have a retirement ceremony for Cole Hamels Friday night. Well-deserved. Phillies do ceremonies like they did on Friday as well as any big league club. I remember there's 2 things with Cole Hamels. He comes up from the minors, and I was covering the Phillies, Orioles, and even the Nationals for a little bit for XM Radio back in the 2004, 5, 6 range. So Hamels comes up from the minors. I'm down in the clubhouse. I'm about to leave the clubhouse area, go down into the tunnel, open the door, and I basically bang into Cole Hamels as he's got all of his luggage right there at the door. The clubby hadn't come out yet. Apologized. Later, posed the question to him, and it got sort of a chuckle because I asked him, okay, you're informed you're coming up to the big leagues. You've been waiting for this. Who was the phone call to? And he chuckled. It wasn't to mom and dad. It was to the girlfriend at the time. Cole Hamels, again, deserving of a ceremony, officially retiring with the Phillies. And, hey, remember back in the day when they won the World Series, he was the NLCS MVP and also the World Series MVP as well. Reds, 3 home runs, all 3 solo shots over the first 3 innings against Red Sox starter Cutter Crawford. Reds take the opener against the Red Sox in Cincinnati on Friday, 5-2 the final. Crawford allowed 5 runs, 3 earned over 6 1/3 innings. Red Sox committed 3 errors in the 7th inning, resulted in 2 unearned runs, both charged to the record of Crawford, who took the loss. Mr. Candelario, solo home run in the first. Mr. Candelario, home run for the Reds in the 3rd inning. Jonathan India, solo shot as well early on for Cincinnati. Red Sox got solo home runs from Connor Wong and Jarren Duran, both extending hit streaks to 11 in a row. The loss snapping the Red Sox 5-game win streak. Andrew Abbott, 10 strikeouts over 5 2/3 innings, picked up the win of 6 on the year. Red Sox struck out 14 times in the loss. Twins and A's in Oakland. Shea Langoliers put the A's in front with 1 swing of the bat. Boom, home run, his 8th of the season. Or that came in the 8th inning, his 14th on the season. And the 2-run shot putting the A's up 6-5. They take the opener against Minnesota. A's have now won 3 of 4. There you go. Mason Miller worked the 9th inning, picked up to save his 14th. Royce Lewis did homer again, his 10th, in a short amount of time with the Twins. Willie Castro also putting the Twins up in the 7th inning with a 3-run home run as well. Let's update another number for the Marlins. We almost have to do this on a daily basis. The Marlins have now walked off at home with 3 victories. Their last 3 wins, walk-off victories. They did it to the Mariners Friday night, winning 3-2. Tim Anderson knocked in Jake Berger, the automatic runner, the ghost runner, or whatever you want to call it, in the bottom of the 10th inning. Marlins are 15-26 at home this season. 8 of their victories have come in their final at-bat. 8 of their victories have come in walk-off fashion. Rookie Ryan Bliss, 3 hits, including a triple in the loss for Seattle. Seattle starter George Kirby did retire 16 in a row at one point. Then he gave up back-to-back home runs to Brian De La Cruz and Josh Bell in the 6th inning. De La Cruz, 3 hits. Bell, that home run for him tied the game up at 2-2. Again, they walk off in the 10th inning. Now, the Marlins, they could have some guys on the block here as we get closer and closer to the trade deadline. Is Brian De La Cruz a guy that you see as a piece of the puzzle going forward? How far are the Marlins away from competing? Are they going to suddenly turn it around next year? Remember, the peak last year, they did make the postseason. Gone early. But would De La Cruz be a guy they'd be willing to move? Probably not. Thought about that last night. Day baseball Friday at Wrigley Field, nothing better. Mets 11 runs over the first 4 innings. Beat up on the Cubs 11-1. Mets were up 3-0, 3 batters in. First 2 batters reaching in front of J.D. Martinez. He cleared the bases with a 3-run home run off Shota Imanaga. Martinez, 4 RBIs. Francisco Lindor, 3 hits, 2 runs scored. Brandon Nimmo, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored. And let's add another hitter in there as well. Jose Iglesias is writing a nice story for himself. Up from the minor leagues in recent weeks and kind of taking over that second base spot. And Jeff McNeil, a spectator, and getting limited at bats. Iglesias, 4 base hits, 3 RBIs. Nimmo and Francisco Alvarez also hitting home runs in the win for the Mets. Jose Quintana took advantage of the early run support, gave up just an unearned run on 4 hits, struck out 8, and notched the win. He went 6 1/3 innings, now 3-5 with the win. Imanaga charged with 10 runs on 11 hits over 3+ innings. Finally left in the 4th without recording an out. Mets 10 runs or more for the 6th time this season. They've done it now 4 times in their last 9 games. JD Martinez, after the victory, said this is the kind of potential this lineup has. Rangers made it 2 wins in a row. Beat the Royals in Arlington Friday night 6-2. Marcus Semien able to highlight a Rangers 5-run 6th inning with a 3-run double. Wyatt Langford, rookie, seems to be getting a handle on things at the big league level. He had 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Nate Eovaldi, 2 earned runs allowed over 6 innings. Eovaldi gave up just 4 hits, now 4-3 with the victory. Royals, just 3 wins, 3-9 over their last 12. Kyle Isbell did hit a solo home run in the loss. Salvador Perez, ouch. Tough night for Salvi. 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts. Josh Lowe, spelled Lowe. Josh Lowe collected 3 hits, 2 home runs, knocked in 4. Rays in Pittsburgh beat up on the Pirates 10-3. Jose Siri, 3 hits, 3 runs scored, made a couple of nice plays in the outfield. Ben Rordvedt, 3 hits, including a 3-run home run. That came in the 9th inning. Brian Reynolds did have a home run solo shot for the Pirates. That in the 8th inning. Reynolds extending his hit streak to 18 straight games. Nationals, Lane Thomas, single, double, triple, 3 RBIs. Yes, we know what that means. He finished a home run shy of the cycle. Nationals in Denver beat up on the Rockies 11-5. Washington, season high, 19 hits, 10 extra base hits. Luis Garcia able to contribute with a 3-run home run. Dakota Hudson got the start for the Rockies, and his line was ugly. Hudson now 2-10 on the season. Gave up 8 earned runs on 11 hits over 3+ innings. Rockies had 3 home runs in the loss. Jacob Young, C.J. Abrams, 3 hits apiece as well in the victory for the Nationals. Abrams, a couple of doubles, extended his hit streak to 12 straight games along the way. Padres scored 9 runs on 15 base hits. They committed 4 errors, left 10 runners on base, beat the Brewers at Petco 9-5. Padres lost 5 in a row. Now they've won 3 straight, back to 500. 40-40 through their first 80 games of the season. Again, they're going to be the first team to hit the midway point on Saturday. They'll have 81 games on the resume. And again, a couple of teams have 74, 75 games on the season. They'll make those up as part of a double headers down the road. Dylan Cease, 10 strikeouts, did give up 4 runs, went 4 2/3 innings, did not qualify for the victory. Padres pitchers, including Cease, striking out 15 total hitters. Luis Arraez, Jay Cronenworth, both hitting home runs. Cronenworth have a night. 5 hits, 5 for 5 double, home run, 2 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Manny Machado also with a 4-hit game. Fernando Tatis Jr., Jerks, and Profar both leaving the game early. Tatis Jr. was hit by a pitch by Colin Ray. Did stay in the game initially, but when his turn came up again in the batting lineup, he was pinch hit for in the 5th inning. Tigers able to avoid a 5th straight loss. 2-1 victory at home against the White Sox. Carson Kelly, 2-run home run in the 2nd, accounting for the only 2 runs for the Tigers. Sometimes when you play the White Sox, 2 runs can be more than enough. Jack Flaherty picked up the win, runs his record to 5-4. Flaherty allowed just 1 run on a Tommy Pham solo home run, that in the 5th inning. Flaherty struck out 8. Eric Fede, we can call it a tough luck loss. He was solid. White Sox starter gave up the 2-run home run and worked 7 innings. Jason Foley got the final 4 outs for Detroit, picked up the save, his 13th on the year. That is a recap of day number 86 of the Major League Baseball regular season. Our Sugar's Random Thoughts brought to you by the Yellow Rose of Talbot Bed and Breakfast in Easton, Maryland. Considering a stay on the beautiful Maryland Eastern Shore this summer or fall, consider a stay at the Yellow Rose of Talbot B&B. Tell my sister Tammy, my brother-in-law Kenneth, that I sent you their way. Sugar's Random Thoughts. Sugar the movie. I've said this before. I'm going to repeat some of these along the way, but this one's worth repeating. One of my all-time favorite baseball movies. Absolutely top 3. A League of Their Own, top 5. That moves every once in a while, but does not leave my top 5. If you have not seen the movie Sugar, shame on you. Do so. You can leave a comment. You can reach out to me and say, hey, thank you. I finally watched the movie Sugar. It was outstanding. You were right. Top 5. If you haven't seen A League of Their Own at least 5 times beginning to end, shame on you as well. Do it. Watch it Saturday. Watch it Sunday. There's 2 off the books. 2 outstanding baseball movies. Unquestionable, my top 5. Adamant that those 2 will always stay in my top 5. They might move every once in a while based on the mood of the day. But right now, top 5. Sugar, top 3. Go see Sugar if you haven't seen it already. If you haven't seen A League of Their Own at least once, that's just bad job by you. But you actually should have seen it at least 5 times. At least 5 times. Who would you pick to start Game 7 of the World Series? Jack Morris or Andy Pettitte? One's a righty, one's a Hall of Famer, one's a left-hander, Andy Pettitte. But who would you take Game 7 of the World Series to make the start? Jack Morris or Andy Pettitte? One thing for sure, both would likely, if they're on their games, would give you at least 7 innings minimum. Again, that's a recap on day number 86 in the Major League Baseball regular season. If you're joining us live, thank you. If you watch or listen on Spotify, wherever you get your podcast with the audio version, thank you as well. Feel free to share and share with your friends of what we're doing here. Maybe it's even good for just a laugh along the way. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Lenox on Baseball, some great interviews that we've done in the past. Jimmy Gobble, former big league pitcher. Saw Jimmy pitch as a teenager in the minors. Jimmy Gobble is going to join us for an interview with our Lenox on Baseball chat this upcoming Tuesday. Details with the start time, live, and all of that coming hopefully in the next day or two. As always, former Aberdeen Ironbird intern, I shouldn't say as always, but today, former Aberdeen Ironbird intern Brian Holland sends us away.
Stop talking during the anthem. Go watch Steve Lennox's new podcast because Steve is the man.